I'm gonna drop something that nobody has ever heard. This is something that the only people that have heard this were in the Slack.
Exclusive.
Yeah, no one has.
Oh,
because
world exclusive.
There's nobody that's still around
Oh.
that would talk about this.
Oh.
All right.
See,
drop the motherfucking T.
Drop the motherfucking T here. So, 3 weeks after it had happened,
but after the murder, yeah.
3 weeks after the murder, because interestingly enough, that night, and this was a recurring feature while Seattle lived with his parents. He would get into fights with his parents and arguments with his parents about shit all the time, because they were far leftists and he was no longer a far leftist. And so he would argue with them about like the political topics of the day all the time. And before that, the police had been called numerous times because, Seattle was screaming and yelling and ranting and raving. And so when Seattle said...
Imagine if they'd made it all the way up to the COVID lockdown. Can you imagine being in that house?
It would have been a disaster. If he didn't stab him then, he would have stabbed him then.
Yeah, no, I was saying, like, this was inevitable. If this didn't happen now, like, oh, yeah, like, COVID rolls around. Forget about it.
So, this like, hindsight is 2020, right? So, Seattle posted in the Slack 2 things the night that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing he posted was before it happened, where he was complaining about how much he hates his father and that his father was a pedophile defender. And
well, he was a shit lib, so that's gratis.
He was a shit lib.
Yeah, that's just gratis.
After that, Seattle said, "They fucking called the cops. My life is over." And that was it. Nobody had heard anything after that. And Nora tried her best to like reach out to him, to talk to him, to just be like, "Hey, chill the fuck out. Wait till Ralph gets out of jail. You can talk with him all you want to. Just, deal with what you're dealing with." But she never got a response.
So question
contrary to what Bernstein said here and what Ralph told Bernstein and lied about, it wasn't several months later when everybody in the public found out and Ralph was just gobsmacked by the news of Seattle murdering his father. They knew 3 weeks after it had happened because I think it was Male Goddess in the Slack chat posted the story, or maybe it was Goose. It was somebody that fucking hated Seattle and was like, "Hey, look, this F slur fucking killed his dad. Rotten hell." And so,
shit.
Yeah. So Ralph knew.
He got
Ralph knew that it happened before the rest of the public happened. And could you imagine what his response was? What he told Nora to tell everybody?
Mm-hmm.
No, sell it. Don't say a fucking word.
Oh, memory
Don't say a fucking word. And hope that it goes away. Well, it didn't go away. Because another former friend of Ralph, this nut job, Wild Poet, him and Ralph had a falling out, and Wild Poet went and leaked the Lane Davis story to everybody, and that's how it became public knowledge. But Ralph was content to sit on it and not tell anybody and hope it just went away. Well,
yeah, and then your problem, like the problem right there that leaps out at me is, okay, so Ralph's asking people to no sell it. Like he's got a group of people, everyone knows what happened, and he's saying like, for my benefit, let's keep this quiet. Well, you might want to need to keep those people on your side, basically forever, because otherwise they're going to tell stories about you doing little porcupines. Yeah, once you fuck people over, they tend to say unflattering things about you, especially if you've been doing naughty things.